half an hour or so, I'm just going to play this round. One thing I always do as well is I always play right the way round before I stop, get the most value out of my blinds, see as many hands as possible for as little money as possible. I never recommend just leaving a table. You've basically paid for one orbit. Take your cards. You just never know. Only time I would say to sort of leave a table is if you just feel it's not going well. You've just taken a really bad beat and you just can't cope anymore. You're going on tilt, as we say. I would suggest then, leave the table at the first available opportunity. Even if it's your big blind and you've paid for the blinds, just go. The money you're going to save in the long run doing that will far outweigh the money you've lost in paying the blinds. So this guy here, he has played a lot of hands, more than anyone else at the table. It's actually pity I've not had a hand against him. We maybe could have got something from him. Well, he does seem to fold. He's not that aggressive. Sort of post flop. 10-7 suited here. Could raise again. Just didn't feel right there. It's not a hand. Maybe on the button. That's worth a raise if no one's bet first. But normally 10-7 suited. It's just trash. Throw it away. And we're seeing hands today. There's been dealt 31 hands. So you should get a reasonable hand, sort of 1 every 10 hands. We've got king queen twice, pair of tens, so I suppose that we've had our share, I guess. There's the old premiums yet. Maybe one to come. Queen 10, it's another one of those hands that a lot of people play. It's a face card and a pretty big card. Those 10s always look nice when they sit with a face card. Not a hand that I play much. Certainly not out of position. One thing that really is key in cash is position. It's key in all poker. If you play a hand in early position, which is one of the first people to act, everyone acts after you. Everyone will act after you for every single turn. So whatever you do, you've got to then wait and see what they do back. You really can't easily try and steal a pot with a big bet. They may re-raise you, what do you do there? You have to fold. If you're last to act, you can see what everyone's done. It all checks round to you. They're basically saying, I don't have a hand. If you raise then, chances are they'll fold. If they don't fold and they re-raise you, a check raise really is just showing a strong hand. You tend to know exactly where you are. Whereas if you do it, in early position and you're first to act, you're just fighting a losing battle the whole time. Obviously, some people will argue that if you get the first in raise, you can scare everyone away. Someone else may get it in before you if you're acting after them. But most of the time, it's the right thing to do. I would say certainly more times than it isn't. The one thing about poker is that it's not a game that can be beaten in 5 minutes. You have to play long term and think long term. You may take a bad beat today. You may lose. I could have sat down here and lost $30-40 in my chips quite easily and not played badly. It's just one of those games. But long term, my luck's going to be good. My luck's going to even out. What actually wins it for you is the fact that the other players make more mistakes than you. If you can play against players that are making mistakes, you're going to profit. And then look at this ace 2. That's just not a hand. Where I got that from? Except I've just got to fold that. It'll set out now. Just got to see actually what he did pre-flop there, because I missed it the last hand. It was two. It was Totty. He called with ace-2. I guess he's hoping to hit a flush draw. And it's one of those things, early position, it's just not worth it. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you've learned at least something. There wasn't many hands, unfortunately, to play or to talk about. To say next time I do this, I think I'm going to do 2 tables. Certainly be sure to check out my site, www.quad5s.com. Going to be lots of videos on there. Plenty of articles and things for you to read, and a few reviews and stuff of poker sites and some poker books and poker videos. So until the next time, take care and good luck.